So I'm past that really bad section of trail, and I'm getting semi close to the junction with the PCT. I call that junction Horse Gap, but maybe there's some other name, but it certainly is a gap. And I've been there lots and lots of times. Good news for the day is that there are literally no mosquitoes, which is just shocking. But anyway, I just kind of got one of my questions answered of why that section of trail is so bad. And I just saw a large guided horse packing trip roll through. There were, I think, 3 guides and 4, maybe 5 clients, and a pack train of fully loaded mules. There's probably 8 mules. I got a photo of it so I can count them. I didn't get any video, but that does answer a lot of my question. And I talked earlier about displacement of soil, and that's what we see right here. Bicycles have more of a compactive force, but horses, the way that they walk, their physics of propulsion, that front foot goes down and they bend at the ankle and they kick it back, and that's why we see these large chunks of soil that have been displaced. Hopefully you're picking that up in the video. And even, obviously this is flat. This is really completely flat. And the soil is kind of a loamy soil, but you really can see that displacement, those little divots that the horses leave behind. And as the trail gets steeper, this is a really good example of displacement right there. That was moved. And here's another good one. You can really see that leading edge of the horseshoe, and then the soil that's been kicked back behind it. So yeah, horse is the heaviest user on the trail. Combined weight of a rider with its horse, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,200 pounds. That's a lot, and it's concentrated into 4 very small places, known as the hooves. And the hooves are dynamic, meaning that there's, they can't all 4 be on the ground at exactly the same time, for the horse to move forward. They have to lift their feet. So it may be 2 on the ground at the same time, might be 3, depends on the type of horse and the gait. But that's concentrated into a very small area. Therefore, it has a very high PSI, pounds per square inch. If you think about 1,000 pounds concentrated into 4 horse hooves that are maybe 2 inches across, and then 1 or 2 of them may be off of the trail tread at any given time, that is a huge PSI. So that, combined with the physics of propulsion, is one of the reasons, or the primary reason, why they have a significantly larger impact than any of the other non-motorized uses. Obviously, motorcycles have a lot of displacement force as well because of the torque of the motor spitting out soil from behind that rear wheel. But yeah, them coming through definitely answered a really big question of why that section of trail was in such bad shape and so below grade, because there's a lot of soil being loosened. Again, as the trail gets steeper, there's even a greater displacement force than there is on flat ground. And obviously we can definitely see on flat ground that there was displacement going on. So anyway, that was just a fortunate timing to see them roll through. I saw them in the parking lot gearing up, and my photo will show that the mule train, they had ginormous coolers, and tents. I don't know what all they had, but they had a lot of stuff. I don't know how long they're going in for, but they're setting in setting up a pretty significant base camp. So that's in addition to the rider. Well, there's no riders on the mules, but you know, each of the loads on the mules, 2 saddlebags or 2, you know, cargos on either side. That's a lot of weight. So anyway, that answers one of my questions, and just thought I would bring you one last video here and you know, discuss trail tread impacts of different users. Again, one really good example of soil being displaced in this flat area. All right, peace out.